So I just got a message from lovely Carolina that maybe it is a good time to go ahead and plunge in. So if I may, I think I'll go ahead and begin. Hello, everyone. I'm Camille Zamora. I'm the co-founder of Sing for Hope, and it is my honor to be here today with all of you, with our incredible colleagues from Adelphi University and from Gottesman Libraries. And it is my joy to be able to introduce one of my heroes, someone who I often say is the person I want to be when I grow up. We are here today to have a brief word from someone who is just a great inspiration, Dr. Ava Haller. Dr. Ava Haller is a visiting professor at Glasgow Caledonian University. She's a member of the board of directors of the University of California at Santa Barbara, a member of the Board of Governors of the New School for Social Research, from which she graduated in 1956 with a degree in social sciences and psychology. She has her master's degree in social work from Hunter College. And I think beyond all of that, she is a great student ongoing, as she'll tell you, of the School of Life and the art of living. I had the great joy of meeting Ava Haller in 2006, which not coincidentally was the year that we launched Sing for Hope, our Arts Peace Corps organization. And we did it because we were emboldened to take on this challenge by Ava Haller. So with no further ado, I'd like to pass it to a woman who inspires all of us to take on great challenges. Ava Haller, please.
Well, I think that the greatest challenge that I ever had in my life was to live up to your words, my love. It is such a challenge, and it is such a joy. I had an opportunity to speak with some of you in Spanish, in English, but talking with each other to welcome each other about what we think the arts are, what it can do for us, where we came with it, and where we are going with it. So I thought of creating a title for my words, and the title was something like From the Caves of Lascaux to the Little Island. And what this means in my mind, in France, in the Dordogne region, in Les Aisies, 4 little boys were playing ball, and the ball got into a cave, and the kids went after it, and lo and behold, they found the first museum of the world. The cave has 600 paintings, and I would love to show some of those paintings right now, if I may, so that you can all understand and share the joy and the enthusiasm of what it means to step into many thousand years ago away and see how the world was seen by our ancestors, the Cro-Magnon, the Magdalene person. So I think that you can see some of the bulls, the bisons that were.
Tu hermana que te de ver los videos porque está en el internet. Ábreme la puerta.
¿Te abro?
Sí, sí, ábreme.
So if we could make it a little bigger for you to see the number of animals represented in that one painting, and to know that these paintings that were made 20, 30,000 years ago, the colors, the vividness of the ochre and the iron, and the natural paints that they have found was really making it understand. And if you can see it clearly, you can see the hunting instruments that they used. Now, why would people go into a cave that is so hard to get into, that when the ball rolled into it and the 4 little boys were trying to get into the cave, it was quite a difficult act, but they managed to do it, and ran back to the village priest, Abbé Breuil, and described what they've seen in that cave. And it was sort of like magic. And so Abbé Breuil, the priest, got together a number of people, and they went and they looked and they found, and they immediately instructed everybody in the field of archaeology to come and take a look at this miracle of paintings. Well, if this was a place where our ancient people lived, why did they paint the paintings? If this was a place where they came to pray to their gods and the spirits that might have been the bisons that they painted, that's interesting. But the whole idea of they represented their lives in these cave paintings, I would love you to see the others. There were a couple more of them. But if you don't, you can always look up Lascaux. And yeah, this is another one of those. And there's one more. But the whole point is that human beings needed to, yes, this is a very good one where you can see the number of animals, not just the bisons, but the horse and other images. And to realize that human beings needed the arts, no matter how they lived, where they lived, and when they lived. And then after you have seen that, I would like you to take a look at the little island. It's so beautiful. If you could see it, it looks like tulips made out of cement, holding up a couple of acres of land, which is filled with the most beautiful flowers. And there is one other image I would love you to see, because it is like, this is the little island on 13th Street at the Hudson River. It used to be a pier, Pier 55, that was decrepit and no longer useful. And look what happened. If you look carefully on the left-hand side, you see some of the wood pieces that were still there from the Pier 55 from many years ago. And think about the little island, which is a storybook for children, where you are really looking at understanding who we are, what we are as human beings, and having faith in our community and having art where we live. The gift of the little island to the big island of Manhattan, and for you to walk over there and see it and enjoy and feel the inspiration, the magic of stepping on an island from the island of Manhattan. And when you are at the tip of this made in May island, it was opened in May, and I know that Camille and Monica performed at the opening in May of the little island. But it is such a faith in humanity to create this 2.5-acre island that any New Yorker can step on, or from anywhere else in the world, step on that island and walk around and go to the amphitheater, which is there for a number of, I guess, for 800 people. And you can see a performance of music, you can see a performance of the arts. And again, you say to yourself, how come that humanity has this kind of knowledge, understanding, and caring to want to give to others that which they want to be so generously give, as the people who donated the little island to New York City. So I just wanted to share with you the fact that we all create art, we all appreciate art, we all want to be artists in so many ways. We all take every day to look at wherever we live, how to make it better, how to make it prettier, how to make it more artful. And so I salute you for having the incredible energy, creativity to create this program, to be in this art activism on artism for this season, the second season. And I'm so very proud that Sing for Hope has been involved in creating this program and is sponsoring it. And I want to also acknowledge the country where I lived in for years, the country of Ecuador. And you are going to hear a magnificent program from Ecuador, again, relating to that which is Artivism. And so I would like to welcome Rafaela Borrero, our student ambassador, who created the Artivism poster. And that poster is so beautiful. It is so full of energy. It is so full of creative of images that those images reminded me, and I went back in my mind to Lascaux, to those caves in France, because you have such a energy in that poster. It is really remarkable how much you put into something like that. It's glorious. It's absolutely beautiful. And very Latino. It is really very, very much so. And so I would like to give over the microphone if we have one, but we don't. We have computers, to you and to listen to you and then listening on to the next speaker. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Professor Haller. It's a pleasure to hear you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rafaela Borrero. I am a visual art student at UTPL, located in Loja, Ecuador. I am 21 years old. First of all, I would like to thank all those who make up the Artivism group for this incredible opportunity. I would like to tell you that throughout my life, one of my biggest dreams has been inspire people. When I found art, my life took a turn in which many things changed. Studying art was the best decision I have made in my life. Art saves me in a lot of occasions. It gave me direction. And as a result of this, I started an enterprising in which, and apart from generating pieces of art, I carry out social projects of different topics. So I become the voice that many need to be able to express themselves. My experience as the creator of the Artivism poster fall 2021 was a roller coaster of emotions. I did it at the end of the first cycle of my career, when I still not have the knowledge that was required to carry out this type of work. But I told myself, I'm not going to let this stop me. So with the help of my teachers and a week watching videos of YouTube, was how I obtained the necessary knowledge to able to carry out this incredible project, of which I am very proud of. I am very young, and being here together with you, expressing a couple of words to these very incredible people only makes me want to continue surprising myself to become so wonderful one day, like all those here. So now I want to thank you to my incredible teacher, Claudia Cartuche, director of the UTPL art magazine, Round Out the Ink, who was the one who gave me in all this process, to Ines Archer, a professor of the Department of Language, Literatures and Cultures, who inspire us to continue moving forward in these and other initiatives. I feel very happy and blessed, and I hope this is the beginning of many great things. I would now like to introduce our presenters for today, Professor Aguila and Mr. Fuertes. Marta Vanessa Gila Palacios is a research professor and director of technologies for education of the Office of the Vice President for Open and Distance Modality, UTPL, Loja, Ecuador. Computer systems engineer at the private Technical University of Loja, a student of the doctoral program training in the Knowledge Society, USL, Spain. Docente bimodal at the UTPL, research expert, e-learning, M-learning, active learning, and digital skills. Alejandro Fuertes is a student of software engineering at UTPL, Ecuador. He is completing his research study developing an AR application. Alejandro served as president of his career between 2020 and 2021, and vice president between 2021 and 2022. He has been a member of the VR club of the university since it was started. He has attended many extra events, such as Virtual Reality Day Ecuador 2020, Colombia and Ecuador Showcase 2021, and 7th Annual Conference of the Immersive Learning Research Network. So welcome, Professor Aguila and Mr. Fuertes.
Thank you, Rafaela. Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I like to express my gratitude to the organizer of this event for the invitation to be here. It's a pleasure for us to be here and share our experience. My name is Marta Aguila, and alongside my colleague Alejandro Fuertes, we represent the Technical University of the city of Loja from Ecuador, also known as UTPL. We'll be sharing our experience in development and implementation of extended reality in education, as well as promoting open access to art exposition that are both immersive and virtual. I'll start by sharing some details of the university we come from. UTPL is a bimodal university, meaning they offer students the opportunity to attend class in Loja in 86 different campuses across Ecuador, and 3 international cities, thus being New York, and Madrid, and Rome. We offer a wide range of academics, being 43 undergraduate degree, 18 graduate degree, and a wide variety of business and online courses for continuing education. It has around 47,000 students. The main headquarters is in the city of Loja, a small but charming city in the south of Ecuador. Loja has a population of approximately 270,000 inhabitants, and is characterized by its culture and gastronomy. It has the slogan, Loja, the cradle of artists. So you can already imagine all the art that takes place in this city. Alejandro and I both work on the headquarters of the UTPL. The distance between us all here is quite large, but technology allows us to be virtually close. And if we talk about other technology, other types of technologies, where we can see each other as avatars or even as hologram, then the distance between us is shortened even more. And it's about this technology that we come to speak about this afternoon. Technology that we have implemented in our university under the slogan, Extended Reality, a look at the education of the future. Sorry for the slide in Spanish. The term extended reality emerged recently as a blanket term for all immersive technology. It captures the terms we already have today, such augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality, plus those that are yet to be created. All immersive technology expanded the reality we experience by combining the virtual and real world, or by creating a full immersive experience. Virtual reality is a 3D environment that allows people to walk and interact with the space and with virtual avatars by wearing either a virtual reality device or a head-mounted screen to get a 360-degree view of an artificial world that tricks their brain into believing that they are. For example, walking on the moon, swimming under the ocean, or entering any new world. Through augmented reality, 3D content is superimposed on the user's real world environment. Seen through viewing device or using a mobile phone. This means that users are not isolated from the real world and can still interact and see what's going on in front of them. In mixed reality, digital and real world objects coexist and can interact with each other in real time. This is the latest immersive technology, the mixed reality, and is sometimes referred to as hybrid reality. It requires a mixed reality viewer and a lot more processing power than virtual reality or augmented reality. Microsoft HoloLens is a great example that allows you to place digital objects into the room you are standing in and gives you the ability to spin it around or interact with the digital object in any way possible. While the early days of this new wave of extended reality adoption were driven primarily by the gaming and entertainment industries, artists have found new ways to express their art through extended reality. Museums and galleries are increasingly experimenting with virtual means to share content with your user and potential audiences. The potential of new digital technologies continues as the 5G connectivity expands and specialized equipment becomes more powerful and user-friendly every day. And with the rapid development of technology, not only in connectivity, but also in hardware and software, artists will be able to select their own experience in the gallery, display their work, and interact directly with the audience. The host will personalize their own or exhibit and share them as user-generated platform emerge. One can also to participate in virtual art auction, and museologists and curators will be able to offer a great variety of virtual galleries. A new virtual space will emerge. User will experience performance piece alone or with others. Volumetric captures will lead to more virtual recordings, performance, and interaction with their creation. It is also important to comment on how the research of extended reality in relation to art has been growing continuously year after year. Just in Scopus database, there are 8,263 scientific articles, and most of them published from 2014 to the present. Yes, on the right side, you can see the different affiliation or institution that publish on the subject. With this background, the UTPL has been working on research since 2015 on innovation, educational practices through laboratory, both for educational practice through laboratory and for other social projects, including the massification of access to art exhibition through using of extended reality. We work on this with a great team of students that make up to the Virtual Reality Club, which is part of Extended Reality Laboratory, with whom we have participated in international networks and projects that allow us to solve real-world situations. The Virtual Reality Club mission is to promote the development of applications with extended reality to propel their use in teach and learning process, thus promoting the creation of community of local developers. The team made up of more than 45 students, and now I will pass it to Alejandro Fuertes, who will tell us about his experience in the development of different projects of application of extended reality in art exhibition. Go ahead, Alejandro.
Okay, thank you very much, Marta. Hi everyone, my name is Alejandro. I'm a student of software engineering in the private technical University of Loja. And it's nice to meet you. And for me, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to share my experience working with this kind of technology. I would like to emphasize that this kind of technology increases the user experience and the user satisfaction. So there are many ways to share virtual content. However, only a few of them allow us to create immersive content. And some of them are virtual worlds, 360 videos, and applications with augmented reality or virtual reality. So the 360 videos were able to represent a real world with very good details because it was recreated and it was recorded with a 360 camera. However, this kind of technology is not as good as the other ones that I'm going to show you later because you cannot move into the environment. So you just can rotate the camera and that's it. That's all you can do. On the right video, you can see an exhibition with VR glasses. This is an exhibition in a museum on site where users use VR glasses to see content that is not able to see without the glasses. Here, we are going to see videos, we're going to see animations, digital information, and more. Another way, as I told you before, is applications with augmented reality. There are a couple of applications that I'm going to show you now. They will be both to work outside and on-site. The video on the left part of the screen is an application with augmented reality about an environment made for the users to know the Vicent Banca's room. So with this technology, you don't have to travel to a specific place to see this environment. You just have to download the application, you run the application, and then you can see how the Vicent Banca's rooms looks like. On the other hand, we have a video about an exposition in a museum where users use their smartphones by pointing the device camera to the paintings, to the artwork. The application shows more information. It will be an animation. As you can see in the videos, when they point their device, something appears on the screen, and this information is not visible in the real life. So this is super important because we awake cognitive abilities in the users that just showing the picture or the physical picture or artwork in real life is not possible. Another way, and maybe is the easiest one to share content, are online repositories where universities, companies, artists can upload their models, their artwork here, and they can just share with the world. Here, as you can see, we can find everything about art. Here. And now we can see a virtual gallery, and we can also move into this environment. And once we click one picture, we can see more information about the picture. Okay. We can see the information about the picture. This is really important because on 360 videos, this is not allowed. So this technology is better than the 360 videos. Online repositories are super used by universities all over the world. An example is the University of Granada, especially the Biocultural Archaeology Laboratory, the Universidad Andaluzas, and the Royal Academy of Fine Arts. If I click in here and I hit play, you can see a 3D model developed by this university. And now I can zoom in and zoom out, see every single detail. I also can rotate the object and I can move it to see the details on this field. Okay. So when you search on Sketchpad UTPL, you're gonna find everything about the artwork that we've made. In this case, when you type UTPL, you're going to find 3D models about human parts and also about art exhibitions that we've made so far. The first exhibition is Buddha's Bones, which is a recopilation of, let me see if I can, yeah. So this exhibition is called Buddha's Bones. It's a recopilation of murals that are spread all over the city in Loja. And here you can see them all in just one place. So you can move through the environment and you can see more information once you click one image, like this one. You can see more information about the painter and the artwork. Another gallery that we've made is the memories of the International Festival of Lit Arts in Loja, which is an international festival that takes place every year. And people and organizations from different countries comes to our city to share their culture. They may share dancing, clothing, and so on. This is an important event that took place every year in our city because our city, as Marta said, is like the most important cultural city in the country. We have a lot of artists, a lot of song players, some songwriters, sorry, instrument players, and more. Another exhibition that we have is the Misiones UTPL exhibition that has a lot of pictures that were taken during the missions of people of a university. Now, as you can see, these photographs were taken when the students and teachers from our university, they go to the country and they share our religion to another people who doesn't know about Catholicism. And finally, we can see here the last exhibition that we have right now in this environment called Arte en Cuarentena, which in English might be something like Art in Quarantine, which is a group of pictures and artwork that one person put them all together in order to create an exhibition. This exhibition is really important because it was developed during the quarantine due to COVID-19. Here you can move through the environment as well, and you can see also more information about the painter and the artwork. And finally, you can see here in the left part, 360 video about the Matilde Hidalgo Museum, which is in Loja. And you can see also another exhibition that took place in this museum. So now I'm going to tell you how we made all of these environments and how we have to have a real good communication with the artists to be able to create this environment. The first step is to define the topic of the exhibition. This step is made by the artist, and he's going to define the topic of the exhibition and the message that he wants to share with the visitors. The next step is a curational script where he's going to tell the user how to interpret the gallery. And he also writes a script that we have to transform into a voice note that's going to follow and guide the visitor during his tour in the exhibition. And the third step is a museography, where the artist tells the development team how to put every single component of the exhibition to make a story. So he also tells us how many components we have to make, the information that he wants us to show, and the 3D components that we have to develop. And the last step is to develop and deploy the exhibition. Here we're going to make and design all the 3D components to put all the components in the specific place where the artist wants the components to be. And once all the components are done, we put them all together and we are ready to deploy the exhibition. One objective of the VR Club is to have a virtual world of a university. In this case, the UTPL campus. Now I'm gonna show you.
Professor Aguila, would you like to step in? I think we lost his back.
Okay, Carolina, wait a minute, please. Oh, Alejandro.
Sí, aquí está.
Sí, déjase de compartir. Se te perdió la conexión cuando ibas a mostrar el video del campus. ¿Quieres que yo lo comparta?
Si desean, yo lo puedo compartir nuevamente.
Ya, comparte.
Ahí puede ver.
Sí.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Some technical problems. So I was saying that this exhibition about Loja City of Murals doesn't have just murals from the city. It also has murals from the campus that you are going to find in every building of the university. So you can see here that we have plenty murals in our city because we are a very cultural city, as I told you before. And you are going to see that we have an interaction with these murals, which is very important to awake the cognitive abilities in the users. Now, as you can see, we have information about the artist and the artwork. We can compare the real world of the person to the mural, and we can listen to the definition of the mural. You also can zoom in and zoom out the image to see every single detail of the mural. Now I'm going to go to the museum that is located in the campus. And as I told you before, if I pause the video right now, in every single building of the campus, we're going to find a mural. In this case, this is the sports center building. And there is this mural about sports that is in this place. Inside the sports center building is the museum of a university, which also has a mural on top, as you are going to see here. And inside the museum, there is also another exhibition. We go now to the library. We're going to see another mural that it's about our university and how we share our knowledge with the world. Another important mural that we have in the campus is the interactive murals, where we click the murals and we're going to see this animation. This is going to tell us a story and also presents different content that is not just static as the traditional one. In other building of our city, you can see, of our campus, you can see another mural. And if you go to this building, you are going to see another mural, which is a representation of p-value, where every color represents a number. And the same here with the value of beta. And finally, we go to the small church that we have in the campus, and you are going to see a beautiful mural made of wood. It's fully made of wood. And once you point with your mouse a part of the mural, you can see information about the mural. And on top of the library, the entrance of the library, we're going to see another mural about the culture of our country. One so I would ask you to invite to our campus. You just have to type this URL into the browser, and you're going to be able to share all the art exhibitions that we have and to be part of the campus. So now you know all the how we do it, this campus, and I'm going to show you how important this technology is and how we support the art. So the first one is worldwide reach, which means that you can reach people from every part of the world, which has an internet connection. The second one is novel method, because this is a new idea and it's not, it might be not boring. So it's something very creative. The third characteristic of this kind of technology is artwork manipulation, which is not possible in real life because you are not able to go to a museum and touch the paintings or something like that. But in this kind of technology, you can rotate, skate, or manipulate the object however you like. And finally, we have the portability, which allows us to deploy the virtual galleries and virtual exhibitions into web browsers. You can use our computers with the web browsers. And also we can use our smartphones with augmented reality, or if we want to be a little bit more professional, we can use VR glasses. So this has been our presentation about our experience working with extended reality applications with art. I hope you all enjoyed this presentation, and I would like to thank you again for your time and your attention. And I'm gonna pass you again to Rafaela to continue with the exhibition. Thank you very much.
Sorry, everything that we have seen now, it's really incredible. I am always impressively surprised by my university. So thank you so much, Professor Aguila and Mr. Fuertes, for being our artivist today during our inaugural event for the fall 2021. season that will be hosting weekly thought-provoking conversations expanding through December 2021. Next Monday, September 20, we will have Dr. Alexander Sorokin from the Pushkin Museum in Moscow, Russia, present sensory safety in an art museum at 4 p.m. Before we open up the floor for the questions for our presenters, we will ask that you to participate in the short poll upon the screen that we are going to put right now. And for more information on this and all of the series past and upcoming events, please go to the website. Follow us on Instagram as Artivism for Share Humanity, or simply Google Artivism and Adelphi. Our YouTube channel is Artivism for Share Humanity. And we are also hosting an open call art installation for all creative thinkers in our Instagram. If you would like to get more enveloped in this ongoing initiative, please contact the Artivism team, and please use the raise hand or function on Zoom, unmute yourself or ask your questions in the Zoom chat.
Alejandro, thank you, but just very quickly, can you put some of those links in the chat?
They are already in the chat.
Perfect, thank you.
So you can check maybe.
So now the floor is open for the Q&A part of the program. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. And we're ready to hear your questions, inquiries. We also have a really good, thirst to hear what you think about all these technologies towards social change. So let's open up the floor.
And you may address your questions also to Dr. Haller.
Don't be shy. There's no bad question. There's no wrong question. Anything that comes to mind.
Alejandro, was this something you always wanted to do, virtual reality? How did you, I guess, what motivated you to do all this? Was it your courses? Was it your being young in video games? Where did this all come from?
Actually, I think it was because of video games. I really like playing video games. I am really good, I think. And the interesting became when I was like 16 or 17 years old. So I make a step from player, to see how we can make these games, how we can make these applications. Because again, it's really fun to play a game, but also make these applications. It's really fun too. We can have a lot of interaction, not just with people from our career, like engineers, but people from other careers like artists or every people, right? So it's been an incredible experience for me, and I think that my future is going to be about extended reality, and I think I like the work that we made with the artists. So I'm looking forward to make more applications like this one, and also a similar one to the augmented reality, to create a space like a room where you can see an exhibition.
Thank you, Alejandro. That's a great explanation. It's wonderful to hear.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions?
We have a question in the chat. Apologies that I don't have my video on, but I'm here. Is there currently a virtual art source for Ecuadorian art? That's from Carmen Arana.
It's a wonderful question. Please chime in if we can crowdsource this answer, or if anyone wants to drop it into the chat.
Yes, there is one exhibition right now. If you go to our campus, to our virtual campus, in the link that it's on the chat, we're going to see an exhibition about the murals of our city. It's really good, and you're going to find a lot of information because the artist that made this exhibition wants us to put a lot of information, like the artist's name, the technique that the artist used to paint, and so on. So if you want to check it, you can go to our virtual campus.
Wonderful.
I would like to take a sec here, if I may, to thank our presenters. And just to have a little question, you know, as you mentioned in your presentation, we have traveled, we have connected throughout the world in this new virtual reality that we're experiencing, right? So, and this is also open to the whole floor. How do you think these new spaces will transform our real reality and its history? In other words, all those barriers that some people face when attending exhibitions at museums, galleries, perhaps of just preconceptions of those spaces. How do you think all this might open up that world of art for social transformation?
Okay. So one characteristic that I mentioned before is that we can reach people overseas, right? So when you go to a museum, you almost every time you have to pay to see their exhibition. However, if you put these environments in your exhibition on the web, people from many parts of the world can see your exhibition, and they don't have to pay. This is going to allow us to have more users and to reach more people. Also, you might have to pay a little bit money to put your exhibition on the web, but we are going to reach more people on the web than just using or making a regular exhibition that is a physical exhibition.
Carolina, no sé si me permites en español y lo ayudas a traducir la respuesta para que sea más sencilla. Adicional a lo que comenta Alejandro, creo también que si bien estas tecnologías cambiarán un poco la forma de ver el arte, no quiere...
These platforms, she believes, and here is Professor Aguila, I'm translating for Professor Aguila, she says that these spaces will transform. Go ahead, Professor Aguila.
Okay. No, es importante, y se podría dar más acceso, ¿no?, a las personas sin tener que pagar desde cualquier lugar en donde esté, a cualquier hora. Sin embargo, esa relación física, ese estar ahí en ese momento, no se lo cambia por nada. La tecnología puede apoyar cuando no puedo ir presencialmente, pero siempre esa presencia, ese estar dentro de, debe ser lo más importante, creo yo.
So, summing it up is that yes, we have more access, that we can be there at any time and from anywhere, but that she believes this is a complement to being at the space, that we should work together, that it shouldn't replace it, that it should be together with the local museum, you know, the actual museum with the virtual experience.
Thank you, Carolina.
Anytime.
I wanted to acknowledge Ms. Bloomgarden. Hi, Ms. Bloomgarden, happy to see you. Imagine having this virtual reality kind of program on the inside, right? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
So interesting you say that, because the prisons are calling us again to come back but they want only virtual programming. So we've started a whole new virtual curriculum now.
Ah, beautiful. And Ms. Bloomgarden, I want to introduce you also to Ava Haller. We were talking about you with Dr. Haller earlier.
Oh, nice. Thank you. So nice to be part of this. I'm really happy about it. You know, it's so amazing with a virtual format. We can bring so many guest stars and artists right into the prisons in a way we never could have in live. We can also bring recordings in and videos. So we're kind of excited about the remote classes, but we haven't started yet. So I'll keep you posted.
Oh, definitely. And maybe you can present again.
Oh, I'd love to.
An
Thank
update.
you so much.
Ms. Bloomgarden, would you like to tell us a little bit about Music on the Inside, please, for
Yes,
the
how
audience?
nice of you to ask. Okay, so Music on the Inside, when we couldn't get it in the prisons anymore, we launched Music on the Inside Zoom concerts at the beginning of COVID. We've now had 66 weekly concerts, and over 350 top musicians have participated. As of this Sunday, September 19th, we're starting our monthly series. So we're trying to think that COVID is going to start abating a little bit. And in January, we're going to change the name to the Musicians for Justice Concert Series. So we'll keep you posted as all that happens. But I'll send Carolina a link to the concerts this Sunday and hope she'll share it with everybody. How's that? It's a free concert, 6 o'clock on Sunday.
That is
Perfect.
wonderful. That's so beautiful. I want to be mindful of our time because I know we only have a minute or two left. But if we may, since we have the joy of having this wonderful group with Ava today, with our Dr. Haller today, Ava, if you don't mind, I want to put you on the spot because there's a story that you have shared with me. And I'm just wondering if you might kindly close us out today with a little window on this story, which I think is so special for this moment. Ava lived through, obviously we're all living through a moment of sort of strangeness right now, and certainly crisis, and certainly, hopefully, recovery from crisis. Ava has lived through many things in her short 91 years, and one of the things that she has lived through is the Holocaust. And Ava has spoken so profoundly to me about how music re-entered her life after the Holocaust. So Ava, I just wonder if I could ask you to share this story, which has been so important, I know, to me and Monica, and if that could be sort of what closes us out today.
You know, I didn't know that I missed music. You know, we were so busy trying to find food and shelter that we didn't realize that the most important spiritual moments in our lives had to listen to music. And so after the war, because of the bombing of the city, there were no window panes in most of the buildings. And so we had to wait for a while to get the Music Academy, get a few windows before Yehudi Menuhin and his sister, young sister, came to Budapest. And I went to my first concert in so many years. I was 15 and they came, and it was Hepzibah and Yehudi Menuhin playing the Cesar Franck Sonata for violin and piano. I just cried. And I suddenly realized that I was starving. I was starving for the sound of beauty, of music, of the warmth, of the joy, of communicating or being communicated to by these two incredible artists. Many, many years later, maybe 50 years later, I had the opportunity to tell Yehudi Menuhin how much he enriched my life, because that moment created a whole series of music in my life. So that's the story, and I often think of it when I hear Camille or Monica who have, again, done that for me that so many years earlier Yehudi Menuhin did. Camille and Monica enriched my life with their music and with our being together making music. Just thank you, my love.
Thank you, Ava. I mean, I think that's a wonderful sort of final word. It's about enriching each other's lives and enriching life in general. So thank you all for this beautiful conversation.
Yes.
Carolina?
And I would like to come back.
Yes, we want you back. Maybe an entire presentation. Thank you,
Maybe
Dr. Haller.
Alina and I could do something together.
Oh, that would be
Um,
beautiful.
yes.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you. That's a lovely
That's
idea.
what this is all about, is connecting people to do even greater good. Thank you, Dr. Haller. Thank you to Camille and Monica Eunice and Sing for Hope for all their support. Thank you to Adelphi University and Gottesman Libraries Teachers College at Columbia University, for Dr. Lake for allowing all this to happen through her department, to Adelphi University and their great web team who is very patient with me uploading all those updates, to all of our participants. Congratulations, Rafaela. We are so happy for you. And Dr. Aguila for being in this inaugural presentation. Alejandro, keep creating. Hopefully we will be seeing more of you throughout the world. And we hope to see you again next week. Follow us on Instagram, email us at artivism@adelphi.edu. Dr. Bloomgarden and Ms. Bloomgarden, hope to see you here again soon presenting. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank
Good
you so
night.
much.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Artie. Thank
Good night. Thank you.
Be well, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you to all. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Mis recados a su país, el país del Ecuador.